January 31, 2020. I was in Melbourne, Australia in the late afternoon, and I heard a rumor that Australia was about to lock its borders in and out of the country that evening at midnight. So at that time, I was working in China. I had a contract with Anytime Fitness. We were growing their brand throughout China. And I made a decision. I booked a flight, actually the last flight out of Melbourne that evening. I think it was 23:45, something like that. The last flight direct from Melbourne to Shanghai that night. I flew out. After I'd flown out, the borders did lock down for years, not weeks or months. It was years before I was able to visit Australia again. However, that was a very important decision because what happened was I was locked in China, not locked in Australia. And inside China is where the opportunities were, especially for the work that I do, which is health and wellness business, growing businesses, creating, operating, and elevating the wellness businesses and wellness facilities all over China. That's something that I continue to do throughout COVID time as well. Life in China was interesting. You know, there were certainly limitations, there were restrictions like there were in any other country. I come from Melbourne, and Melbourne had more lockdowns than any other city. So I believe the conditions that I went through here were not as serious and not as difficult as that. And then I believe it was 2023, December 6th, something like that. The Chinese government decided to lift the restrictions and open up the country. And it was literally within 48 hours or 72 hours, something like that. The entire country, all of the restrictions completely lifted. Everyone got COVID very, very quickly, including myself. But once we recovered, then life was back to normal, and the economy and the businesses and everything grew very, very quickly thereafter. So that's the COVID experience living in China. It's nothing like the nightmare stories that you may see on the fake news, so to speak. Welcome to China. You'll be very, very pleasantly surprised. It is a beautiful place.